California's new law that went into effect last week, Proposition 36, is now adding harsher penalties fitting for the crimes as California voters decided to be tougher on drug crimes, burglary, robbery. Seal Beach police releasing a video in time for Christmas showing brazen robberies from stores. And then those thieves, or would-be thieves, getting caught. News Nation's Nancy Liu is live in Los Angeles with details. You know, Nancy, I was there for the celebration. There are a lot of business owners who've been hurt by the less strict laws in California. This is the image of the sheriff, Sacramento County Sheriff Jim Cooper, alongside Sacramento County's DA, Thin Ho, and business owners, residents, people were just fed up with the fact that criminals could just steal and get away with it. So not anymore, right, Nancy?
Not at all, Adrian. And Californians just desperate for change. And this is the justice Californians overwhelmingly voted for back in November. As you mentioned, it went into effect last week. So just in time for Christmas, police in Orange County delivering a video gift of Prop 36 in action.
It's a felony. New laws. Stealing is a felony. And this is Orange County. They don't play. That's why I asked what county is this. That's where I went to jail last year and got on probation for a year.
That's too raggedy. That's too raggedy. And you already know who the suspected perps are. This doesn't just happen within the black community. This happens amongst multiple different communities. Most of the time, it's around people with color, to be honest with you. But Californians, even they are fed up with all of this blue city status, liberal agenda. And one of the things, for those of y'all that's not familiar, because we've been covering this for a long time on the Millionaire Morning Show, make sure y'all tap into the Millionaire Morning Show, is one of the things that's been getting this stuff popping off over the last several years was Proposition 47. Proposition 47 is something that was highlighted, championed, and celebrated by legislators in California, judges, lawmakers, and the governor, Gavin Newsom. It was one of his landmark legislation, and what they said that they were doing was breaking the system of systematic oppression and locking people up. But what they really did was enable criminals to completely destroy their economy. And now California is in a budget deficit and they are billions of dollars in a hole, while at the same time letting the criminals run rampant and dealing with rampant homelessness. So what Proposition 47 basically did, amongst other things, was allow for criminals to basically steal without any kind of problem whatsoever from stores, as long as it was under, like, I believe it was like $950. Let's just round it off and say $1,000. So as long you can go into any store, several different stores that shut down all throughout California, Sacramento, so on and so forth, because they could not stop people from stealing. And when they would call the police, then the police couldn't do anything because it wasn't really an arrestable offense. And even if they did, they would basically fine them, or they would do some sort of catch and release like they're a migrant, or they would just hit them with that wouldn't even be a misdemeanor, or barely be a misdemeanor, but it certainly wasn't a felony. And so what basically happened was all of the criminals started doing these flash mobs and things like that, and they would just take over every single thing. They was destroying 7-Elevens, retail stores, everything. Now, what was introduced this election was Prop 36, which basically went against and rolled back all of those same things that allow for people and all of the criminals to continue to operate. Because what Californians realized once they voted for that other thing was that they was a little too liberal and they really didn't want to defund the police. So now that all of the criminals are starting to get a reality check, you're seeing women like this that is used to shoplifting. And they have criminal records. They've been arrested. They didn't been on probation. But it doesn't deter them because they're just going to do the same thing again, and they didn't have any consequences that came along with what they did the last time. And so now even the criminals know what they can and can't do. And they're sitting there saying, yeah, man, it's a felony. They study the laws just like you. They vote. They pay attention to what's happening with the laws just like you. And they're trying to figure out what county is this in and stuff. You know why? Because they are aware of the consequences if they get caught, and they're willing to risk it because there were no consequences previously. But we gonna see, and you know what the beautiful part about this is? They believe that Kamala Harris is gonna run for governor of California.
That's where I went to jail last year and got on probation for a year.
Police in Seal Beach sharing that exchange between two young women in the back of a squad car as one realizes that repeat offenders of retail theft can now face felony charges. The police video features surveillance from several locations, including a Kohl's and an Ulta store. Three women are seen carefully selecting and stealing nearly $2,000 worth of merchandise. One is wearing distinctive furry boots. The social media post also includes body cam video from when officers chased the suspects down to take them into custody, all to the tune of "These boots were made for walking." Now, retail crime has been a persistent California problem for years, and now law enforcement can make more significant arrests because of Prop 36. It establishes a felony threshold for repeat offenders, along with a new enhancement for thefts involving two or more offenders working together, as was the case in Seal Beach. Now, this has also stirred new hope in the Bay Area, where retail crime has been rampant.
We have to have something, and this is about having a tool to really kind of deal with folks who continue to be a problem in our system and in our neighborhoods in a greater way.
And notably, California Governor Gavin Newsom had opposed Prop 36, claiming that would disproportionately impact minority communities and worsen jail overcrowding. But the legislation was approved by nearly 70% of California voters. So again, Adrian, people here desperate for change. Adrian?
Yeah. Well, and the fact that Prop 47, not only was it passed under the guise.
It's funny because I be knowing more about the laws that's happening in y'all cities and in y'all states, sometimes more than y'all do. And if I ask people that jump on panels with me, hey, okay, you know anything about Prop 47? You know anything that's happening as far as what was happening down ballot? You know who's running for this? You know, most of the time they don't know anything.
Of safe neighborhoods and schools. Remember that? It was titled a way that made you think this is the right way to vote. And then the fine print allowed for all of this leniency when it came to criminal behavior. So I'm guessing people are feeling a lot better that this was transparent.
Yeah, and people are waiting to see how Prop 36 plays out in the court system. But it was that previous legislation, Prop 47, that you mentioned. And under that, California, we became infamous for allowing thefts of retail items valued less than $950. That was classified as misdemeanors. And in most cases, those who were caught face little to no penalties. Prop 36 turned those misdemeanors into felonies for anyone who's committed a similar crime before. So a felony conviction could mean jail time of up to 3 years. Adrian, and the case in Orange County indicates that the word is just getting out about Prop 36. And that video, it is viral. So the message should be reaching all those criminals out there.
And they trying to send a message to the people, and they leveraging social media to do so, is that if you're going to start stealing, now there's going to be more severe penalties. I think that the penalties need to be even more severe than Prop 36, but that's just my opinion. The penalties are going to be more severe. Now these women is on camera looking stupid, and they're going to be on camera for the rest of their life because they decided that they wanted to go out and steal. And so they basically conspired to go out to these stores, case them, steal, and then now they're looking stupid on camera. And everything is being recorded, audio and video. But let me know what y'all think. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.